Hello, friends. Have you ever wondered why we are taught to work hard since childhood? Get up early in the morning, work hard day and night, hustle. But is this the real secret of success? Are only those people successful who work hard day and night? If this is so, then why don't the richest and most successful people in the world work 24 hours a day? Why do some people reach great heights without working hard, while others keep struggling, even after working hard their whole life? If you've ever asked yourself this question, then today's video is going to change your thinking. Because today, we are going to talk about the art of Lezneva. Who are the people who earn the most money? CEOs, business owners, investors. Do they work day and night? No. They have systems. They have strategies that help them move forward, even without working hard. And this is the deep secret between greed and hard work. Now look at yourself. Have you ever felt that you're working very hard, yet there is no big change in your life? Do you work tirelessly every single day? Are you so exhausted that it's becoming difficult to take out time for yourself? Do you also feel that it's wrong to dream of living a little comfortably in this fast-paced world? If yes, then this book will tell you something eye-opening. Being lazy is not a sin. It's an art. If adopted in the right way, it can be a game changer. But to truly understand how to be lazy the right way, you need to watch this video till the end. Because today, we are going to reveal those hidden secrets from this book that can change your whole life. So get ready to adopt a mindset that the richest and most successful people in the world have. A mindset that will teach you how to achieve more, even by working less. Let's begin. The Art of Laziness. Chak Safar. Chapter 1. The Myth of Hard Work. Have you ever wondered why, since childhood, we are taught just one thing? There is no alternative to hard work. In school, teachers used to say, if you want good marks, work hard, day and night. At home, parents explained, if you want to become something in life, you must work very hard. And when we grew up, society drilled into us that success equals hard work. But is that really true? Think about it. How many people around you work hard day and night yet still struggle? On the other hand, some people rise to great heights without working nearly as hard. Why does this happen? Are the people who work hard wrong? Or is it that what we have been taught is not completely correct? Now listen to a story. There was a boy named Rahul. Since childhood, he was taught that hard work is the key to success. He topped in school, studied for hours in college for every exam, and when he got a job, working 12 to 14 hours a day became his habit. But after a few years, he saw that his friend Vishal, who did not work as hard, was far more successful than him. Vishal had a big house, a new car, and traveled abroad every year. Rahul was shocked. I work harder than him, yet why is my life full of struggles? This is the same question millions of people ask themselves. Why do some people succeed without working hard, while others who work endlessly never seem to move forward? The truth is, the definition of hard work that we've been given is incomplete. Hard work alone does not guarantee success. What truly brings change is smart hard work. The right strategy, the right decisions at the right time. Think about a farmer. When he sows seeds in the field, if he plows the land and keeps watering it 24/7, will the crops grow faster? No. The seed needs time to grow. Yes, hard work is important, but only when done in the right way and at the right time. If hard work alone was the key to success, then every laborer would be a millionaire. Every rickshaw puller would be traveling the world. But that's not the case because success requires more than just effort. It requires thinking, planning, and moving in the right direction. In today's world, technology, automation, and the internet have completely changed the meaning of hard work. And that is what we're going to uncover in this video. Now, hard work does not just mean shedding sweat, but investing your energy and time in the right place. If someone is earning more money without hard work, does that mean he is doing something wrong? No, it means he has found the right way to work. So now the question is, do you also want to make your hard work smart? Do you also want every effort you make to bring the right and big results? If yes, then you must break free from this illusion that hard work is everything. Because the truth is, working hard is important, But working hard in the right direction is even more important. In this race of life, the winner is not the one who runs the fastest, but the one who runs in the right direction. Chapter 2. Lazy Productivity. Have you ever thought, are lazy people really lazy? Or do they know something that hardworking people don't? Since childhood, we've been taught that laziness is a bad habit. Don't lie down. Get up and do something. Only those who work hard will move ahead. But think about it. Is every person who runs day and night really productive? And is every person who works comfortably and thoughtfully really lazy? Listen to this story. Amit and Rohit were two friends. Both worked in the same company, but their ways of working were completely different. Amit would come to the office early in the morning. He was the first to sit down and work till late at night. He was proud of his work because he was hard-working. Rohit, on the other hand, arrived late. He didn't stay for long hours yet. His performance was always at the top. How was this possible? Amit spent all day running around trying to do everything himself, typing away, rushing to meetings, constantly busy. But Rohit? He had automated his work. He had found tricks that allowed him to do more in less time. He understood one simple truth. Productivity is not about working hard. It's about working the right way. And that is the real difference. People who work without thinking often waste all their time. But tell me, when there's a need to create a new path, who finds it first? The one who blindly follows the old path with hard work? Or the one who thinks of a way to move ahead without working hard? Every big discovery, every new technology, every innovation, they have all come from people who are smart. The richest and most successful people in the world don't exhaust themselves with hard work. Instead, they create systems that make their work automatic. They form teams. They use time wisely. In reality, laziness is not a bad thing if it's used in the right direction. If you avoid work entirely, then yes, laziness is harmful. But if you are strategically lazy, if you aim to achieve the most with the least effort, then your productivity will skyrocket. So now, let me ask you, do you want to achieve success without exhausting yourself? If yes, then you must break free from the illusion of hard work and understand the real meaning of productivity. Because in the end, the real victory is not for the one who just runs, but for the one who plays smart. Chapter 3. The Power of Doing Nothing. Have you ever thought, when you're doing nothing, is nothing really happening? Or, is that empty time actually laying the foundation for something big in your mind? We live in a world where everyone is constantly running, always doing something, always busy. And the moment you sit idle, people start saying, "Why are you wasting time? Don't you have work to do?" But here's the real question. Is sitting idle really a waste of time? Or is it a mystery that the world has failed to understand? Think, when do the most creative ideas come? When you're buried in work? Or when you're bathing, walking, staring at the sky, sitting on the terrace, lost in thought? The most successful people in the world know that doing nothing is not just a way to relax. It is the most powerful tool for resetting the mind, sparking ideas, and making the right decisions. Here's a story. A businessman once met a fisherman. He noticed that the fisherman only worked for a few hours each day, catching fish, and spent the rest of his time relaxing by the sea. The businessman asked, "Why don't you work the whole day? If you catch more fish, you'll earn more money. Then you can buy a big boat. Then build a whole company." The fisherman smiled and asked, "Then what will happen?" The businessman replied, "Then you'll be able to sit comfortably and enjoy your day." The fisherman laughed and said, "But I'm already doing that." This story reveals the biggest truth. We run so much to achieve something that we don't even realize. The thing we're chasing is already with us. We think, the more you work, the more successful you'll be. But the reality is, those who give themselves time to rest and think are the most creative and the most successful. Just observe the greatest inventors, artists, and business leaders. When did their best ideas come? Newton discovered gravity while resting under a tree. Einstein used to sit alone for hours doing nothing, just thinking. The problem is that society has conditioned us to believe that doing nothing is a waste of time. But in truth, when you give yourself time to pause, your mind becomes sharper and more creative. Ever noticed how when you struggle with a problem day and night, you find no solution? But when you stop thinking about it, sit comfortably, the answer appears on its own. Now imagine, what if you could master the art of doing nothing? Would you still need to be busy all the time? Or would you be able to achieve more by working less? The wisest people understand this secret because when the world is running, they sit and think, and with just one right step, they leave everyone behind. So next time someone tells you to do something, stop for a moment and ask yourself, is it really necessary to do something? Or is doing nothing the real answer? Chapter 4. Smart Procrastination. Do you also have a habit of postponing work? Do you tell yourself, just 5 more minutes, and then those 5 minutes never end? If yes, then don't worry, because you're not alone. Procrastination is often seen as a bad habit. People say, the one who postpones work can never achieve anything big in life. But is procrastination always harmful? Or is it actually a hidden secret, a strategy that, when used correctly, can turn our mind and time to our advantage? Think about it. When a person delays an important task, what is he really doing in that moment? Many times we end up mindlessly using our phones, scrolling through social media, or doing other unnecessary tasks. But sometimes when we procrastinate, our brain is actually working in the background. We think we're doing nothing, but in reality, our unconscious intelligence, subconscious mind, is actively searching for a solution to that problem. This is called smart procrastination, where procrastination is not a sign of laziness, but a strategy. Once upon a time, a writer had to complete an important chapter for his book. He tried again and again, but nothing felt right. So he thought, I'll write it later. For the time being, he went out with his friends. He talked to different people, gained new experiences. And when he returned home, his mind was overflowing with fresh ideas. He immediately sat down, started writing, and within just a few hours, he completed the chapter that he had been struggling with for weeks. He took the right decision at the right time, without pressure, and turned his procrastination into a strength. That is the real magic of smart procrastination. When you delay a task not out of laziness, but to do it at the right time, your brain processes it better. Many times when we force ourselves to find a solution, nothing works. But the moment we let go and take a break, suddenly the answer appears without any effort. If you've noticed, the most creative and successful people never rush their work. People like Steve Jobs, Einstein, Bill Gates, they all understood that some things must be postponed because not everything needs to be done immediately. Sometimes waiting allows us to add more creativity and quality to our work. Now the question is, how can you adopt smart procrastination? The easiest way is, whenever you don't feel like doing a task, don't force yourself. Instead, do something that relaxes your mind. Go for a walk, read a book, think about something else. But remember, this type of procrastination is only beneficial if you keep it under control. So the next time you find yourself postponing something, don't panic. Ask yourself, am I postponing this for the right reason? Is my mind working on it in the background? If the answer is yes, then you can use procrastination as a weapon. Because real success does not come from doing everything immediately. It comes from doing the right thing, at the right time, in the right way. Chapter 5. Minimal effort, maximum results. Have you ever noticed? Some people achieve great success without working too hard, while others struggle for years and stay in the same place despite their endless efforts. Is this just a game of luck? Or do these people know a secret that others don't? Since childhood, we've been told, if you want to be successful, you have to work hard. But the truth is, the world belongs to those who know how to achieve big results with less effort. Think about it. Have you ever seen people who sit in the office for 12 to 14 hours, attend every meeting, manage every small task themselves, and still, they never get promoted? Meanwhile, others finish their work in just a few hours, go home comfortably, and they are the ones who keep moving ahead. Why does this happen? Once two people, Aditya and Karan, worked at the same company. Aditya was the first to arrive at the office every morning. He did everything himself, spent hours sitting at his desk, and got involved in every little detail. Karan, on the other hand, arrived late and didn't work for long hours. Yet, his performance was always at the top. Aditya couldn't understand. I work day and night, so why is my growth so slow? The answer? Karan knew something Aditya didn't. He understood the secret of minimal effort, maximum results. Karan knew that he didn't have to do everything himself. He organized his work in a way that allowed him to achieve maximum results in minimum time. He focused only on the most important tasks. He automated the rest or delegated them to others. He avoided useless meetings. He prioritized his tasks and used the right strategy. As a result, he became more successful by working less. And that is the difference between being busy and being productive. Many people believe being but the truth is, those who focus on the right things are the ones who move ahead the fastest. Now think about your own life. Have you ever noticed some students top their exams even after studying for just a few hours, while others study day and night and still get average marks? The difference? The toppers study smart. Instead of blindly memorizing the entire syllabus, they focus only on the most important topics. The same rule applies in the world of business. The most successful people are not the ones who work the hardest. They are the ones who know how to manage their work effectively. Now, the real question is, how can you reduce your effort and increase your results? The first step, follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of results come from just 20% of the work. This is called the Pareto principle. If you focus on the right 20% of tasks, the remaining 80% of results will come automatically. The second way is automation. If you have to do any task repeatedly, find a way to automate it. For example, if you send similar emails every day, create templates. If you post content on social media, schedule it in advance. The third way? Learn what not to do. The most successful people in the world succeed not only because they do the right things, but also because they avoid wasting time on useless tasks. Gradually eliminate the things that do not contribute to your growth. So the next time someone tells you, you have to work very hard to be successful, stop and think. Is hard work really the most important thing? Or is it about doing work in the right way? Because in reality, the game is won by those who get ahead, even while working less. Chapter 6, The Lazy Person's Guide to Success. Have you ever wondered, how do some people reach the top of success without working too hard? They aren't stuck in the office all day. They don't run after every small thing. Yet their life seems easier and more successful than others. Do they have a secret, or have they discovered a shortcut to success that most people don't know? Imagine you're standing in a vast field and you have to reach the other end. Most people will start running straight ahead without thinking. But if you are smart, you will first find the shortest and easiest path. That's the difference between ordinary hardworking people and smart lazy people. There are two types of people in this world: those who keep working without thinking, those who find a way to achieve more with less effort. Once upon a time, a company assigned a big project to its employees. Some people started working day and night, spending hours on every small detail. They personally checked every file, every document. But a man whom everyone called lazy thought differently. How can I complete this work with the least effort? First, he identified which tasks needed his attention and which ones he could delegate to others. He automated most of his work. He assigned responsibilities to the people who were already experts, and he focused only on making decisions. As a result, while others were sweating over the project, he sat comfortably and finished his work first, with the best results. This is the lazy way to success. Real success doesn't come from just working hard. It comes from working hard at the right place, at the right time, and in the right way. When you're lazy, you don't get stuck in pointless tasks. Instead, you think, how can I get the same results without working as hard as others? If you observe the world's most successful people, you'll notice a pattern. They don't do a lot of work. They do the most important and effective work. Take Bill Gates, for example. He once said, "I give the most difficult task to the laziest people because they'll find the easiest way to complete them." That doesn't mean lazy people are useless. It means they know the art of making things easy and effective. Now the question is, how can you apply the lazy person's guide to success in your life? First, stop trying to do everything yourself. If someone else can do a task better than you, delegate it. This will save your time and allow you to focus only on what truly matters. Second, focus on systems and automation. Smart people never do the same work again and again. They create systems that allow work to be done automatically. For example, if you send emails every day, will you type a new email every time? No. You create a template and save time. Third, find the easiest way. Nothing in this world is truly difficult. We just haven't discovered the right way to do it yet. If a task feels overwhelming, ask yourself, how can I make this easier? Remember, success is not just for those who work hard day and night. It's for those who know how to put their effort in the right direction. If you want to apply the formula of minimal effort, maximum results in your life, you need to be smart, automate your work, and find the easiest way. Because in the end, the one who wins is not just the one who runs the fastest, but the one who plays the game smartly. Chapter 7. The Science Behind It. You sit down to do something important, but you just don't feel like it. You know it's important. Yet your mind comes up with 1,000 excuses to postpone it. Why does this happen? Is it just laziness? Or is there a scientific reason behind it? Since childhood, we've been told, laziness is a bad habit, but science says something completely different. Research shows the human brain is designed to be lazy. Yes, you heard that right. Our brain is always looking for the easiest and least strenuous path, because that's how it saves energy. Think about it. In ancient times, when our ancestors hunted in the wild, they didn't have unlimited energy sources. They had to save their strength for critical moments, like escaping from a predator or finding food. This is why the human brain is programmed to conserve energy. So when you think of doing a challenging task, your brain instinctively tries to postpone it, to save energy for later. Now you might ask, if our brain is wired to be lazy, then why are some people super productive? The answer? Science. Our brain operates in two modes. System 1, the part that makes quick, automatic decisions without thinking. System 2, the part that thinks deeply, plans, and does difficult tasks. Whenever we need to do something hard, System 2 becomes active. But because System 2 requires more energy, our mind tries to avoid it by postponing the task. Here's an example. A student had a whole week to prepare for his exam. Every day he opened his book and closed it again, thinking, I'll start studying tomorrow. But when the last day arrived, he suddenly studied all night. Why? Because of the deadline effect. When we think we have a lot of time, our brain keeps delaying the task. But as soon as the last moment arrives, our brain switches to action mode and starts working with full focus. This is why many people perform best at the last moment. If you notice, even the most creative and successful people in the world use their laziness to their advantage. It is said that Newton, Einstein, and many great scientists would sit for hours doing nothing, just thinking. But this doing nothing helped their minds make groundbreaking discoveries. When you think comfortably instead of working hard, your mind starts finding new and better ways. Now the question is, why should laziness be considered a strength instead of a weakness? How do you turn laziness into power? The first way is to ask yourself, am I postponing this task because it's useless or because it feels too difficult? If the task is truly important, break it into small parts. This helps your mind accept it more easily and prevents procrastination. The second way is to turn laziness into automation. If a task has to be done repeatedly, find a way to automate it. For example, if you want to exercise every day but don't feel like it, make a simple rule. Every morning I will just walk for 5 minutes. Once those 5 minutes are over, your mind will naturally say, let's go for 10 more minutes. The third way is smart laziness, which can help you achieve success faster and easier. If you want to learn a new skill, don't waste hours reading the entire course. Instead, focus on the most important parts first. Remember, being lazy is not a bad thing if you know how to use it wisely. When the world is running, smart people pause, think, and find a better way. Doing less, but achieving more. People say, hard work is the key to success. But the next time someone calls you lazy, just smile and say, yes, and that's exactly why I'm also the smartest. Chapter: The Art of Saying No. Have you ever felt like, while trying to please everyone, you've forgotten yourself? Someone at work asks, can you do this for me? And you can't refuse. A friend says, let's go to a party. You don't feel like it, but you still say yes. A relative has some useless task, and you do it out of obligation. But have you ever thought, how is your life being affected? Because you keep saying yes. Think about it. You have only 24 hours in a day. If you start spending those 24 hours according to others' wishes, what will be left for your dreams, your peace, and your happiness? People will call you a good person, but will they understand your exhaustion, your frustration, your never-ending rush? Probably not. This is why successful people are masters in the art of saying no. Once, a man met his busy friend and asked, why are you always so busy? His friend replied, because I can't refuse anyone. The man smiled and said, that means you're not the owner of your own time. Whoever asks you for something takes it away. And that is the truth. When you say yes to everything, you are giving control of your life to others. But when you learn to say no at the right time, you protect your time, your energy, and your priorities. Now, the big question, why is it so hard to say no? The biggest reason is fear. We fear that if we refuse, someone will get angry. They'll think we're lazy. Our relationships might get affected. But the truth is, if you don't learn to remove unnecessary things from your life, you will never be able to focus on your real goals. Think about it. If every successful person said yes to every offer, every request, every project, would they ever complete their most important tasks? Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, they all use their time very carefully and do not say yes to everything. Once someone asked Warren Buffett, what is the biggest secret to success? He answered, the most successful people are not those who say yes to everything, but those who say no to most things. Now the next question, how do you say no without making people feel bad while still protecting your priorities? The first way is to offer an alternative instead of a direct refusal. If a friend says, let's go out, and you don't feel like it, say, not today, but let's go next week. This way, the other person won't feel ignored, but they'll know you're choosing the right time. The second way is to give a short and clear answer. If you want to refuse directly, don't give long, unnecessary explanations. Just say, I don't think I'll be able to do this. No need for excuses, no need to feel guilty. The third way is to set boundaries to protect your time. If someone constantly asks for small favors, tell them clearly, I can't help with everything, but if it's really important, let me know. This way they understand that you won't always be available. Remember, saying no does not mean you're selfish. It does not mean you're arrogant. It simply means you know your priorities, you value your time, and you refuse to waste it on things that don't matter. Because in the end, the people who move ahead in life are not just the ones who run the fastest, but the ones who know when to stop and when to say no. Chapter 9, The Joy of Slow Living. Have you ever wondered, why are we running so fast? Checking the phone as soon as you wake up, having breakfast in a hurry, rushing to the office, completing one task after another, and then at night, falling asleep, exhausted. Is this life? Why do we live in such a hurry, as if we're racing to some unknown destination? But have you ever stopped to ask, where exactly are we running? Think about it. When you're sitting in a park, do you really sit, or are you making a mental list of the next tasks? When you're eating, do you actually taste your food, or do you just finish it quickly and move on? When you're talking to someone, do you truly listen, or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? There was a time when people lived slowly, reading the newspaper with morning tea, chatting in the evening outside their homes, eating without looking at the clock. This was once our life, but today we have forgotten slow living. We believe that the faster we run, the more successful we'll be. But is that really true? A man was always so busy with his business that he never had time to enjoy his life. He believed that the more he worked, the more he earned, and only then he could enjoy life. One day his young son came to him and said, "Papa, do you have just 10 minutes for me?" The man laughed and said, "Not now, son. I have a lot of work." The son walked away quietly. Years later, when the business had grown and the money had come, the man finally said, "Now I'm free. Let's spend time together." But this time the son replied, "Not now, father. I have a lot of work." That day the man realized he had lost the most precious moments of his life in a hurry. This is the truth. We are living life in fast forward, but real joy comes when we learn to slow down, when we feel every breath, when we pick up a book, not just to read it, but to live its words, when we listen to a song, not just as background noise, but truly hear its melody and lyrics. Slow living does not mean doing nothing. It means doing everything with full awareness and joy. When you eat, feel it. When you walk, feel the air. When you talk, listen completely instead of thinking about your response. When you work, work. But when you rest, rest without guilt. The most successful and happiest people in the world are those who live their life fully, not just keep running toward a goal. Yes, earning money is important. Working hard is important. But if you don't have time to feel life, then what's the point of it all? If you truly want happiness, then walk slowly. Take some time for yourself every day. Go to a park and sit without looking at the clock. Talk to a friend without rushing. Drink a cup of tea without hurrying. Because real happiness is not in running fast. It's in living every moment. Chapter 10, Embracing Lesneva. Work hard, hustle day and night, keep grinding. Open social media, someone is shouting, "No excuses, just work." A motivational speaker is screaming, "Don't stop until you're tired." But have you ever wondered, why are most people still unhappy, even after all this hustling? Is success really achieved only by working harder? Or is there something deeper hidden within it? We live in a world where laziness is seen as a sin. If you pause for even a moment, people will call you useless. If you finish your work early and decide to rest, people will say, "Why are you resting? Do something else." But ask yourself, even after all this hustle, how much time do we actually have for ourselves? Once, a wealthy businessman visited a peaceful village. He saw that the people there lived comfortably, didn't work too hard, yet they were happy. He asked a villager, "Why don't you people work harder? If you did, you could earn more money." The villager smiled and asked, "And then what will happen?" The businessman replied, "Then you can build a bigger house. You can buy more luxuries." The villager asked again, "And then?" The businessman excitedly said, "Then you can sit back and enjoy life." The villager laughed and said, "But I'm already doing that." This is the truth of today's hustle culture. We are working endlessly just to someday live comfortably. But wise people know you don't have to wait for happiness. You can enjoy life today. So is being lazy really wrong? Real success belongs to those who know how to achieve the most with the least effort. People who understand that hustling is important, but only until it improves life, not until it consumes life. Think about it. Do the most successful people in the world work 24 hours a day? Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. They work smart. They know they don't have to do everything themselves. They don't rush at every opportunity. They create systems that work for them, giving them time to actually live. Now, the real question, is laziness a weakness in hustle culture? Or is it a hidden strength? How do we adopt it? First, understand that being busy all the time is not a sign of success. Some people work all day but achieve nothing. Others work intelligently in less time and get greater results. Second, embrace essentialism. Focus only on what truly matters. When you remove the unnecessary, you gain more time for yourself. Third, practice strategic laziness. Staying busy isn't the goal. Staying productive is. If something isn't truly important, it's better to postpone it. So the next time someone says, "You're so lazy," smile and proudly say, "Yes, because I'm living wisely." Because the real joy of life isn't in running fast. It's in knowing when to stop, when to rest, and when to let go. So now ask yourself, is laziness truly a weakness? Or is it a hidden power that, if used correctly, can bring great success with less effort?